Hello and welcome to Transforming a Team. Today we're going to be looking at Manchester United. In this video I'm going to go over who I would sell at Man United who's currently there and who I'd probably bring in the summer, and then with those signings I've brought in we're going to simulate a season on FIFA with Man United and the new squad I've built. So let's jump right into it. Currently Man United sit 4th place in the Barclays Premier League, 1 point ahead of Arsenal and Chelsea. This is due to the incredible upturn in form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took over. However, Man United have since struggled on the big stage, losing 2-0 to PSG in the Champions League, which shows the squad is not good enough and does not have enough depth. On screen now is the current Man United squad and their values valued by CIS, which I believe is in euros. However, with the current exchange rate so low, the values won't differ that much to millions in pounds. So, Man United definitely needs to get rid of some of the deadwood this season, so the players I would personally sell are Chris Smalling, and I believe you'll get around £20 million for him. Marcus Rojo, which I believe you'll get around £15 million for. Darmian, because he's useless and you'll probably get around 10, maybe a bit less, but it's not really going to be a massive difference. Fred, I just get him out of the club, he's not good enough for the league. And for him you'll get about 25 million, I'm hoping to recoup some of that 50 million we spent. I'll also sell Pereira, who's valued at about 15 million, and we should get rid of him because we're just ruining his career while he's sat on the bench. And McTominay, he's bloody useless. Mourinho was a joke bringing him in. Get rid of him for about 16 million. And the last player we should probably get rid of is Sanchez, because he's literally stealing a wage and he's just not good for Man United. We need to get rid of him ASAP. Including the recent sale of Fellaini, Man United have about £141 million in sale value, which they can bring in this summer by selling their players. This is what the squad will look like once they sell all their deadwood. Basically, it's very limited. There's not much strength and depth on the bench. There's a load of old players there. Valencia, Young, Jones is not good enough, but he's recently been offered a new contract. Basically, the team Man United have is not good enough. There's no really big players to come off the bench apart from maybe Lukaku, but it's just not good enough for a top 4 side in the Premier League. However, these are the players I would bring in to improve Man United. You've got players like Varane, who's an option, Christensen, who's a good player, Ziyech, who's looking for a big move out, Depay, buyback option, Thiago, he's good, but he's always injured, so maybe not. Milinkovic-Savic, always been linked with him since he had that breakout season. Tolisso, bit out of favour at Bayern Munich, but he has got an injury record. They're looking at Wan-Bissaka as a right back, been linked to him a lot this season. Perisic was also linked to when Mourinho was in charge, but he's quite old, and they need someone for the right side, which is why I've got Dembele in there. So the players in green are the players I would personally bring in to Man United, and so you're looking at Varane, who I think you could probably get for around 90 million to 100 million maybe. That's a world class centre back, that's a great buy for Man United. You've got Ziyech there for 35 million, just a decent buy just to replace Juan Mata as he gets moved on now, as he's out of contract. Also, I would bring in a Milinkovic-Savic, who I believe you could probably get for around 70 million now after that 100 million price tag last summer. It's probably gone down a bit in value, but he's still a good player and still probably Man United quality, and could be the long-term replacement to Matic, someone like that, if you want to play a bit deeper. Ball progression's pretty good, so that's an option. Next, I would bring in Tolisso. He's a really good player, a World Cup winner in 2018 with France. He's got a good ball progression, he's good in the centre midfield, and they had a lot of strength and depth, and he's better than Fellaini, so bring him in for 35 million, why not? And finally, the last player I would bring in is Ousmane Dembele. He's been rumoured to be wanting to leave Barcelona, so the price tag's been about 100 million, and I think that's a steal for someone who can play on the right and will solve Man United's right-sided problems. However, there are question marks over his attitude, but hopefully with the right manager and the right team around him, he'd be more committed. With the likes of Pogba and Martial around him, is going to fit right in at Man United, so I think this would be a great signing and one Man United need to make if they want to get back into the top of Europe. So the players I've decided to bring in will set Man United back 330 million, but with the sales they could recoup, they'll get 141 million, so on average this would be a net spend of 189 million, which is well within Man United's price range, as I believe they'll probably spend about 200 million in the summer. So this is how I would spend that 200 million pound. So here's what the Man United team could look like after those signings I brought in. The front three of Rashford, Martial and Dembele, that's a great front three. You've got Pogba in the midfield with maybe Tolisso and Savic, or you could have Matic and Herrera. I just put those two in for now, but that shows the strength and depth they got now. They got Matic and Herrera on the bench, two great players. In the defence, we still got Shaw, Lindelof, and maybe Delat or Valencia, but Delat could be brought through as Valencia's getting old. But you've got Varane at the heart of that, which, you know, he's a World Cup winner. He's a great player. He's got loads of experience. He's going to really help Man United defensively. Additionally, that also allows Man United to have Jones and Bailey on the bench, which are two good Premier League centre-backs. You know, the rotation squad, pretty good strength and depth now. So overall, the team's looking a lot better. You've got strength and depth. You've got Bailey, Jones, you can play defence. Young and Valencia, you can also play left back, right back. You've got Romero in goal. Matic and Herrera can play centre mids. You can put Ziyech in the Pogba role. You've got Lingard, Lukaku. You know, they can play up front. So basically, you only need about another winger maybe, but you could bring the likes of Chong or Greenwood through the academy, give them a few games. So you have got a strong second and first team there. So I believe this Man United squad with these signings could go on to challenge in the Champions League and win the Barclays Premier League. So welcome to stage 2 of the video. So basically we're going to take this Man United team I've just built and we're going to sim through a season on FIFA. So I'll show you the squad now. Here we got Dembele in there, we've got Savic in there as well. With Varane, we've got Ziyech on the bench. Toliso's on the bench as well. So this is a really good team I've just built. We've just dropped them in there for the Man United squad, and we're going to see how they do in the season in a minute. For this Man United team, I think a realistic target should probably be to win the league this season, with loads of great players in there, Dembele and Varane mainly the better ones, and maybe like semi-finals, quarter-finals of the Champions League, because we still haven't got that much strength and depth. Well, we have, but we're not as good as PSG, Barcelona yet. So I'm kind of hoping for first in the league, quarterfinals in the Champions League, and maybe a good cup run. So we're just going to sim now and we'll see how we do. See you in a bit. So we're back, and as you can see the league table looks like this. Where are we in the league? Chelsea in 8th, that's a bad season for them. Man City in 6th, that's even worse. Arsenal claim 4th spot, and Man United do win a league by 19 points over Newcastle. Only 5 losses in there, 28 wins, good season for us. Liverpool won the FA Cup. Where did we finish in the FA Cup? Round 6, lost 2-1 to Liverpool. That's a bad loss, but at least it was to the eventual winners, so not the worst. Tottenham won the Carabao Cup, and we must have had a shocker in this then. Oh, round 3 to Leicester, terrible. And in the Champions League, we got to the round of 16, which is a really underperforming, I think, but we lost 2-all to Real Madrid on aggregate, away goal scoring, so Real Madrid's a good team, but we probably should have done a bit better in that competition. Into the squad hub now to see how everyone did. So we have the stats: De Gea, 39 appearances, 17 clean sheets, great goalkeeper. So Anthony Martial had a stellar season, 31 goals, 9 assists and 50 appearances. Lukaku, 16 goals. Jesse Lingard, 13. Milinkovic Savic, 11, that's great. Toliso, 8 assists as well. Rashford, a bit underperforming. Ousmane Dembele, quite underperforming, must have had an injury, only 28 games. Ziyech, 2 goals, 7 assists, not great, and 41 appearances, but probably came off the bench a lot. And we're just looking for Pogba. Pogba, 29 appearances, 1 goal, 3 assists. Massively underperforming there from an 89 rated player in the game. The youth didn't get a lot of game time. Players like Chong and Gomez not getting a single game this season. Probably should have went out on loan, but I just couldn't. Varane with 15 clean sheets in 43 games, and Lindelof with 24 and 58. That's really good defensively there. Like getting quite a lot of clean sheets over mainly about half of the games they play, which is really good. De Gea, 17 clean sheets. But that's going to wrap up today's video of transforming a team. We're transforming Man United in this video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.